Today I'd like to show you a sketchbook I just finished. This sketchbook is a mini sketchbook done by Dazia Allen Perry's shop. It's handmade. She literally sewed this thing together herself, cut all the pages out, and made the front and back covers. And as you can see, I have filled it up. So today I'd like to show you how I used it, and of course to show off how beautiful it is. So the theme of this small sketchbook was things I learned in 2020, and it's kind of a carryover into 2021. Maybe a lot of you also feel that way. That is my new stamp, by the way, for 2021 that I had designed and printed, created by a local stamp maker. So as you can see at the beginning, I was really using this as art therapy and trying to think back on some of the good things and some of the things that were really difficult for me in the past year. I think it's really helpful to be able to do this, to kind of process things that have happened. And one thing that really helped me too was to just be free about it and not really pay attention to making things look certain ways or focusing too much on the details. So these are pretty simple for the most part. I definitely tried to use different kinds of materials, but the majority of the time I was using Poscas and my brush pen, as well as my zebra highlighters that I often use for traditional work. This one, some of these were really difficult, and sometimes you just have some things that go on in your life that are really good or really bad, and I think it was really helpful for me to be able to kind of draw out in different ways these things. This one kind of made me laugh. It was more of a comic style. And of course this one, if you remember the toilet paper shortage of 2020, that was a thing everywhere around the world. Also, this is in Japanese. It says we live in a convenient time. So that was based off of my kotatsu, my heated table, those patterns. And then I got a phone call, so I continued on from here, and just trying to keep positive is the hardest thing, I think, especially for me, who has been socially isolated in the place that I live for quite a while now. It's my third year of trying to find my own way in Japan, and especially living out in the countryside, there's not a lot of jobs to begin with, so it's been a real challenge for me. I've definitely met my match when it comes to the level of challenge that I've been dealing with. This was based on something that happened early on the year. Sometimes things like, adult things are complicated. Definitely, I think sometimes we don't always talk about them due to the taboos, or it's not something people want to talk about, but sometimes you can express that in your art in just simple ways. I really like this list from Esther Perel, I think is her name. The one on the right previously was from a Zoom call that I did with some people in Mike Hood's studio mates. Yeah, just reflecting on different things I'd either said to people, or like this one's really important to me right now. I'm building the foundation for the future that I dream of. This one was also kind of recent, based on an experience I had. yeah, challenge level max, man. That's pretty much it. Some of these were just processing those frustrations, and others were like this, the still life kind of comic style. Um, just thinking back on the previous year and things that I did, experiences I had. I felt like last year at the beginning was like an Alice in Wonderland experience for me. And then as we get towards the end, I've been really enjoying dancing in my kitchen. And yeah, just the imperfection of drawing, just letting yourself draw whatever you like, I think is really cathartic, and it allows you to process a lot of things that maybe you find difficult to find the words for. I definitely recommend, doing that when you get a new sketchbook, and just leave that sketchbook around and start drawing in it whenever you feel like you need to get rid of some perhaps negative energy, or you want to remember something. I think it's definitely a good way to use these kind of sketchbooks. And of course the mini sketchbook I liked a lot too because of how small it was. It felt less pressure to try to create something amazing, I guess, like not in that way, but I guess I didn't feel like I needed to fill the page. I did fill the page, but I didn't need much to do so. I could do a couple lines and fill the page, and that gave me some sense of relief. So if that's something you deal with as an artist and you feel like you need to have less pressure on yourself, I'd recommend a tiny sketchbook. And if you're interested in the sketchbook that I was using, check out Done by Dazia's shop.